One of the first and second, maybe third. There it is. Third RG shot comes in.
Royal Hog's Fireball bait has been one of Igor's go-to opening decks, so I would not be surprised, even though it's not his usual style to see Sandbox maybe having a Mega Knight in here, but now that I see those two cards, might be going RG.
I mean, they're both going Comfort, it looks like. Yeah, Mortar coming out right away. You see that when you see the Cannoneer and the Minions, of course, trying to get that Mortar cycle so you can get the Evo Mortar in cycle as soon as possible, and there's the RG. You see that with the Hunter. Hunter not really paired with much else out there in the world, so very excited to see the two guys play their two Comfort decks in game number one. It's a great way to kind of pacify those nerves.
And we'll see, yep, Evo Ghost. First look at it in today's World Finals, and the Evo Royal Ghost is an absolute monster.
Yeah. And I really enjoy this deck. I also really like the fact that recently things have changed in Clash Royale where you can have more than just one champion on the board. Obviously, the most recent placed champion is the one that has the ability. But this has made the Goblinstein come back into the meta a lot more. This has made Archer Queen pop back in. It's been really, really great to see multiple champions on the board and then watching the best in the world use that to their advantage.
And a slight swerve here from Igor, as the ladder deck he's been playing was also a Mortar Miner deck, or we haven't seen a Miner yet, obviously. He was playing Mortar Miner Skelly King with Poison, also a Musketeer in that deck. So a little surprising to see maybe this adjustment, but also it's World Finals. You want to be less predictable.
And with the Lightning in here, this is not my favorite matchup if I'm a Mortar player. You know, that Lightning is going to get a lot of value on the Mortar. Then you have to think about, well, how do I stop that RG? Well, if I'm able to get my Cannoneer down or my Cannon down off of its wheels. So there's just a lot here for Igor to think about when he talks about this first round matchup. Although, knowing he's going up against someone like Sandbox, he was probably thinking about RG being a possibility.
And there goes the Miner going to work on the Hunter, and the Fisherman is not going to get the Goblinstein that far away. The monster dies, but no ability usage here.
And you have to use the arrows on that Evo Royal Ghost. Just does so much damage when it is not touched. And the good thing, though, when you talk about Igor's matchup are the Minions. The Minions are going to be really, really difficult to get to when you're talking about how Sandbox is going to be able to break through. Minions are almost a free defense against RG a lot of the time, but if you have a Hunter plus an E-Spirit, the Hunter doesn't have to be too close as long as that E-Spirit jumps well. So there you can see right now, Minions on top of that RG. Doesn't have to spend any more. E-Spirit comes down, but Hunter's out of cycle, so you see a very, very clean defense from Igor.
And that Fish Boy going down. Back to another one here in the middle. Miner to the outside. Monster pulled to the center. But that cannon cart on the left-hand side has to force out that Royal Giant. Little shake of the head from Igor in that interaction.
Yeah, I mean, I think Igor probably was getting a little more focused on this defense than he wanted. He would have loved to hit that ability on the right-hand side because that monster got to the tower, but he knew he was maybe down a little bit in Elixir, and if he had done that, he'd be hurting. Just kind of as he is right now. He's having to spend a lot defensively.
2481, the mark on the top right-hand tower of Sandbox. Now the left-hand side starting to get some work from the Ghost. There's a King Tower activation, which could limit some of the damage from those miners as we go on.
This deck that Igor is running a lot of times has lightning in it instead of arrows. Obviously, this is going to speed his cycle up a bit. We saw the arrows come out earlier to save that Royal Ghost Evo, but when you talk about the lightning, nice to clean up the Hunters. So Igor's just kind of have to pick and choose where he wants that spell value to come through as one of the first and second, maybe third. There it is. Third RG shot comes in. Now arrows come down. RG opposite lane. And Sandbox has taken control of game number one with only 1 minute remaining.
The risk-reward play does not pay off for Igor. Now, he might not have been able to get to that Mortar in time for the RG, decided to go to the right-hand side instead. But as we go into the triple Elixir final minute here in a Mortar Miner deck, Igor is in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, you know, basically you're counting only on Miner damage. You need that Mortar to defend. And then, like I said earlier, this deck runs Lightning a lot. That Lightning helps you take care of the Fish Boy. When you got that Goblin monster coming across the bridge, if you can Lightning the Fisherman as soon as he's dropped, then you can actually get damage on top of tower. Having arrows, you don't have that ability.
Final 30 seconds, lots on the left-hand side. Igor is forced to play defense here, cannot do much on offense, and I don't think there's a significant way for him to get this damage back.
No, I mean, there really isn't. Sandbox knows it. He's just got to keep up the pressure enough to where Igor cannot get a big push going, and that Fisherman just completely controls the board. It is such a nuisance, but if you, again, you talk about the Lightning, which is usually paired with the Goblinstein in this deck, not having that has been brutal in game number one, and now our former 2019 World Champion, our former 2021 third place finisher is going to have to find a way to turn this set around.